Dear Diary. I'm starting a new YouTube series called Dear Diary, where I take an entry literally straight out of my diary and read it out loud, word for a YouTube video. So as you know, I finished my freshman year of college at USC. And there are a couple warnings, lessons, if you will, that if I was given a wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey time machine, I'd go back in time and warn my naive 17-year-old pre-college self about. Chapter 1. The World of College. Lesson 1. College is the first time you'll be allowed in a place where men reside. In other words, a boys' dorm. Do not be alarmed by the smell. Embrace the brotherhood. Stay until midnight or 1 a.m. in their dorm the first week watching Avatar: The Last Airbender because why not? No rules, new friends, everything goes. Realize that this is the first time you've hung out alone with boys past 12 a.m. in their room. Realize how sheltered you've been growing up. Lesson 2. Have fun! Go to your first college party. There may or may not be alcohol there. Be careful. Some Kevin Wynn is definitely going to try to accidentally spill vodka in your drink as a joke. He won't actually do it. He knows you have the power to cancel him. Let these strangers you just met sing happy birthday to you. Realize it's the first time when your parents aren't there to sing along, or your friends from home, or people you've known for a while, just strangers. But appreciate the effort they put in for you. They got you a cake after all. Lesson 3. Try new things. Get a new haircut. You are finally free. You've always wanted short hair just for once. And why not do it now in this place full of people who won't judge you for how you look? LA is literally amazing. Feel free and feel prettier than you've ever felt before. You can feel the wind on your neck. And you can't remember the last time you've ever felt that. And the internet seems to love it too, which was something you were worried about. Don't worry, be happy, you look greater, feel more beautiful, and feel more yourself than you've ever had before. You think to yourself, college is literally the best thing ever. It's important to note that at this point, your real classes haven't really started yet. Chapter 2. Who you can grow to be. Lesson 4. Take care of yourself. Classes are great. You hold cameras, you write scripts, you are having the best time. At one point though, you do get into a spat with your professor, so you email her thinking it'll work out. She emails back and she's really pissed at you. You made your first mistake, which is no big deal, but for some reason you just can't get over it. You start overthinking your future at the school and how other people see you. Sometimes you think too much about a thing that your friend has told you or the way that your friends look at you, and you start to think that people don't really like you, that they just kind of tolerate you. And you always kind of thought this way when you were younger, but you're in college now. At this point in life, I thought you'd gotten over your fear of people. This is supposed to be the best time of your life, so why are you in a weird mental low? The kind of mental low you didn't think you could reach again, the kind you haven't reached since junior year of high school. Okay, well, that's not a big deal. Get free therapy through the university. USC is so great, they offer us free therapy. That's great. Therapy is great and helping. I love my therapist. I should have done this a lot earlier. I'm taking care of myself. Lesson 5. Go on dates. I mean, you said you weren't gonna, but that guy is cute. Go on a date, have some fun, get some boba, go to new places. Why not? You're romantic, you're in college, and there's absolutely nothing that can go wrong. Realize that you feel weird. Why do you feel weird? Why don't you feel sexually attracted to the people you like? Come to think of it, there's only been like 2 people you've ever been attracted to. That's weird. Maybe that will clear itself up later. Lesson 6. You should figure out your sexuality. A lot of things are starting to make sense after your friend told you what asexual is. Maybe you can do some research. Realize you've been pretty sheltered from this side of life because you grew up in a conservative-ish small town whose school district didn't give you a sex education. At all. Realize that your sexuality is something you'll inevitably have to figure out. even if your religion told you not to look into it. You talk to your friends from home about it, but most of them have no idea what ACE really is. It's okay, you're just glad to talk to them. You miss them. Especially that one close friend who you haven't spoken to in 4 months and 4 days. His call always goes to voicemail. But it's okay. You like hearing his voicemail. It reminds you of his 6th grade voicemail that you teased him about when he recorded it. You wish he'd pick up the phone once. Realize that you love these new people you just met, but you also wish you could lean on your home friends every once in a while. Lesson 7. Ignore the haters. Okay, so you've lost about 50,000 followers since you've cut your hair. No big deal. It's just social media. The important thing is you love your hair, and that's all that matters. Oh. That is a lot of likes. I mean, it's okay. I am still gonna do me. I'm gonna get a new haircut. I love it. My friend who cut my hair did amazing, and there's even a little design carved into it, and... Oh. Someone threatened to beat up the friend who cut my hair. I mean, don't delete social media. It's how you stay relevant since you really haven't acted in anything in a while, right? Just ignore the haters. Lesson 8. Rediscover your passion. You just got an audition for your dream role. Nothing but this matters. Practice, 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 but don't get your hopes up. It is okay that college is kind of sucking, that you lost friends and followers, that nothing in your love life or sexuality makes sense, that you no longer think you look pretty because hundreds of thousands of people have agreed upon that collectively, and that you wake up every day hating the life that you're living because you got this audition. And don't be nervous that you haven't booked an audition since junior year of high school. Don't think about how if you get this, maybe, just maybe, everyone around you will think that you're important and pretty and worth talking to again. Don't think about it, just do your best. I believe in you. Lesson 9. It only goes up from here. Casting called and wants to know your availability for next month. If you've got a passport because they're shooting in a different country. Oh my god. I guess you're allowed to get your hopes up a little. This is your dream role after all, and this is the closest you've gotten to booking something in years. You see a little sliver of hope at the end of the tunnel. Maybe everything will work out the way it did all those years ago. Maybe booking this audition will help save you from college and having to face all this loneliness and confusion, and maybe everyone will love you again, and you don't book it. You reach your lowest of lows. All you want is your family and your friends from home. You just want to go home. Because even though you're in college and you get to find yourself, you miss having these people around you to tell you who you are, because at this point you're starting to forget. Chapter 3. Who you really are. Lesson 10. Truly learn what the meaning of happiness is. Except that you went into college with a misconception. You spent the majority of your life working towards this goal. Towards getting that one letter, that one acceptance. You've been lonely and hurt your whole life. And you think to yourself it'll all be worth it when you get to go to college because that's the end goal, right? But you didn't realize that the only person who has to live with yourself for the rest of your life is you. And you've still got a lot of working on you and getting to know you. For so many years and through so many tears, you thought of life as a game in that you crossed the finish line when you threw your cap in the air. And what's promised at the end of that finish line is happiness and freedom, right? You quickly learn that happiness isn't achieving a goal, it's stability. And finding that stability through people and places that you can call home. And being in college means starting all over again, having to build that stability again. This is the most important lesson you truly learned this year. Lesson 11. Lean on your friends. When you went to college, you thought you'd be crying at midnight over your assignments. You didn't expect to be crying at midnight with your friends over how your life is falling apart. You didn't realize you needed the people you loved so much and how difficult life is without them being there to lean on. And even though your old friends aren't there or aren't picking up the phone, you find bits and pieces of them in these people. You find someone who has the same exact sense of humor your friend from high school does. You find someone who shares the same exact brain cell as you when you guys write. And you find someone whose intelligence you'll infinitely admire. Just like you found these traits in the people back home. You find people who actually love you for you, who don't care what hair you have, who doesn't think twice about your old acting career because that's your old life, and they care about the you that's right here, right now. Who are kind and loving, the way you always pictured how kind and loving should be. It's kind of shocking. Lesson 12. Be grateful for the immensely talented people around you. This is something I wish I did more during the school year. I will say that going to the best film school, you're taking the same classes again, you're learning about film, which is fun, but you still have a lot of homework, and you're going to these cool events, and all of it kind of blurs into this whole film school experience that you get used to. And the one thing that I will never get used to and that will always astound me is how freaking talented and amazing these people are around you. You're at your lowest of lows, and during this time you make a music video with people in the film school. They work hard and professionally, and they're kind, and they put all of their big brains together to help you bring some magic to a song you wrote out of love 2 years ago during the pandemic, when you thought the song would go nowhere. Realize that the best part of college are the people. Lesson 13. Come home a new person. Take everything you've learned and all the hurt you went through and all of the confusion and all of it, and bring it home with you. You are a new person, for better or for worse. You've had hate shoved down your throat, you've had the worst mental health year of your life, and you've met some of the greatest people you've ever met. Appreciate all the lessons you've learned, because without every single thing that's happened this year, you'll never have learned them. And that diary was the 13 lessons I wish I learned before I went to college. Signed, your very good friend, Nina Lou.